So I know you wrote an article just talking about the Browns and kind of grading them with that performance. You went coaching A+, defensive line and linebackers A, secondary A+, overall grade A+. We talked about it a little bit last week. The defensive line was able to speed up Brock Purdy, and he did not look like an MVP candidate that a lot of people were talking. And again, I'm in no way talking down Brock Purdy. He just didn't play well, and that defense was the reason why.
Yeah, I got the luck of the draw and drew that assignment this week. It was fun to go over that film a few times. I think that if you look at early in that game, there was a stunt pulled where Zadarius looped back inside and he got a shot in on him. And from that moment on, he was no longer willing to stand and deliver. I think that kind of reminded him of that NFC Championship game, and he was a little skittish from that point on. This defensive line affected him in a multitude of ways and affected the entire 49ers scheme. The defensive tackles with Dalvin Tomlinson just constantly erasing the line of scrimmage and then redrawing it in their backfield. Put some respect on Jordan Elliott's name. He was flashing, redirecting ball carriers. Myles Garrett on the outside won 31% of his pass rush reps against Trent Williams. That's never happened before. He's never given up numbers like that. Okoronkwo, once again, just lightning in a bottle out there. Like, this defensive line was a menace on Sunday, and it deserves recognition. You want, obviously, you'd like to see some higher sack numbers, but the way they affected the pressure, forcing the ball to Purdy's hands, and making questionable throws, to be honest with you, after they got his process sped up. Look at the linebackers. I know we'll talk about him a little later, but JOK was an absolute missile out there. His ability to diagnose and attack, it's phenomenal. And they lost Anthony Walker to a concussion. You didn't notice a real dip in play when Sione had to come in and kind of take those reps. And they supplemented some with Grant Delpit's ability. But Delpit, once again, on the field 100% of the plays. Like that, he's been a stalwart all season in that regard. The cornerbacks were suffocating, just shadowing their man. Like, this is a top-shelf performance by the defense. It's hard to – I had no notes coming out of it. The bottom line is the 49ers are a team that averaged 34.2 points a game. You allowed them 17. That's half of what they normally score. They average 402 yards per game. You gave up 215 net yards. It's hard to poke holes in that. That is an outstanding performance. Starts with coaching, and it falls all the way through execution. And if that team shows up week in and week out, it's tough sledding for any single NFL team.